Hello and welcome to Legal Basics with Cyro Law Global, and my name is Sian. Last week we wrapped up the series on intellectual property. I hope you're able to protect your ideas, and especially the ones for your community. I hope you're able to protect your traditional knowledge, your geographical indications, and you're able to uplift your communities. So the most requested topics have been employment law, child law, and marriage law. So we've been deliberating on which topic to pick, and we decided on marriage law because the bunnies are just dropping from the diaspora and it's the end of the year. So welcome to the marriage law series. So on this marriage law series, first of all, we would like to thank Chigiti and Chikiti Advocates for facilitating the shooting of this series. So on the first topic on marriage law, we need to deal with who can marry, who has capacity to marry. And the first issue is age. Now, before the 2010 Constitution of Kenya, people of the age of 16 who professed the Hindu religion were allowed to get into marriage. However, after the Constitution of Kenya 2010, only people who have attained the age of 18 are able to contract marriage irrespective of the religion they profess. So right now in Kenya, people who are under the age of 18 cannot get married. Also, if you do get married to a person under the age of 18, you're going to be guilty of an offense, and defilement attracts up to 20 years. Secondly, marriage is a contract like any other contract. I know your pastor said it's a covenant, but marriage is also a contract. For a person to enter into a marriage contract, they need to have the capacity to contract just like any other contract. First, they need to be in their sound mind. So this means they are not mad. They do not have any bouts of insanity. Secondly, it means they're going to be sober. A person cannot contract a marriage during intoxication if they're drunk or if they're on any drugs that has impaired their reasoning. Thirdly, a person can only get into a contract through their voluntariness, which means they need to not have been pushed, not to be under any duress. And fourthly, you need to get into marriage without fraud, without mistake. It means that nobody is trying to con you, nobody is trying to blackmail you to get into a marriage. So, for example, in the story of Jacob and Leah and what is the name of that? And Rachel, where Jacob married one woman and found out that the one that he wanted to marry is not the one who he had been given. In such a situation, such a marriage would not be valid. You must be sure the identity of the person that you're getting married to. You must be willing. It must be a voluntary union. Now, aside from the capacity to contract, the marital status of a person will determine whether or not they can contract a marriage. Now, in Kenya, there's 3 kinds of marriages that are considered strictly monogamous. First of all, that is the Christian marriage. Second, it is the Hindu marriage. And third, it's the civil marriage. If a person is getting into these 3 types of marriages, then they must not be married at the time of contracting that marriage. So that would mean a bachelor and a spinster. However, if a person has been previously married before, then they need to have completed their divorce proceedings for them to contract another marriage. If a person is in a marriage arrangement that is classically polygamous, so that would be either an Islamic marriage and secondly a customary marriage, then such people can contract another polygamous arrangement. But a person who is married in a system of law that is classically polygamous cannot contract another monogamous marriage. That will be all for today. Thank you for tuning in. Please send in your questions to cyrolawglobal@gmail.com. We'll be happy to answer you. Bye-bye.